This is Inside the Game, where passion meets precision. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wangler, and John Natale are your hosts, breaking down every goal, every controversy, every match that matters. From the heart of American soccer to the global stage. No fluff, just football. Weekdays at 9 a.m. live on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all listening platforms.
Welcome to Inside the Game on the National Soccer Network. Now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wangler, and John Natale.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Inside the Game. It's not Monday, it's Tuesday. I hope everyone had a safe and happy Memorial Day here this weekend. And yesterday, we did take the day off, as we should have so deservingly so taken the day off. A very busy weekend for us once again. We'll talk about that this morning as we welcome in Peter MMN, which I feel like he keeps changing his name.
Never. Not one time has he ever done it, ever.
No, he has changed it. It used to be something else, and then it changed. Then maybe it's just the initial.
He had his last name on there for a while, but now I think that's his company or whatever that's on the end of it. But continues anyways, as you were saying, JT.
So as I was saying, it is Tuesday the 27th, episode number 92. We are just 8 episodes away from 100. I have no idea what we'll do at 100, but it seems like we should do something special. I think technically we're syndicated at 100, aren't we? Technically, isn't that how it works in TV land?
Right. Galazzo, Paramount's going to pick us up. I believe NBC has some. I think we're in the contract in the blibble of an NBC contract. So yeah, going to go big on 100.
Fangraphs, Bally Sports Live.
That's right. Well, no, National Soccer Network.
Yes,
TV.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not Bally Sports anymore. It's FanDuel.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And we are syndicated on our own platform. Thank you very much. Reruns are already happening, just so everybody knows. But anyways, it's Tuesday. It was a busy weekend. I mean, that's really been kind of like the theme of our Monday, now Tuesday, kind of opening to the shows is just how busy we really are. And obviously a lot of games happening all across the country. We are officially in 39 states now with our coverage, and which is, again, that's in itself is exciting. Last week we talked about records. We talked about how many games that we had broadcasted over the course of the week, which was 55, right? That was our previous record. I think we were in the neighborhood of somewhere around 45,000 total views last week. The week before. This week, we hit an all new high again. And I'm going to put that up on the screen so everyone can kind of see what that looks like. Because, again, and to be fair, I feel like this is going to become the theme for us also next week. And we'll talk about why that would be. But here's a look at our new records here from this past weekend.
Put the sunglasses on, kids.
64 matches broadcasted this past week, of which we had 65,000 views, right? You think about that. That in itself is really, really cool. We also gained 479 subscribers last week as well. That's also a brand new high record for us. But it just goes to show you that, this is a really, really cool thing. And, the amount of games that we're doing, there's the views for a single game have not really changed dramatically, right? Because we've talked about this before, that, a team and its fan base is what's going to, and the people who want to watch that team are what are going to drive the numbers, right? And the numbers are pretty consistent. You put a game on our platform, you are going to get anywhere between 250, 300 views up to 2,000, right? It's a pretty, I say it's pretty much consistent in that way. So what's 2,000? Well, typically the 2000 would probably be a higher level USL League 2, USLW, NPSL with a well-known fan base, all the way down to, the lower side would be maybe a youth game, a high school game, something along those lines. And so, but the views have been consistent since we started this. Because again, I unless you're betting on the game, which to be fair is actually happening, and we're not involved in the betting side of that, but it's happening. Betting is happening.
Vegas has lines on USL 2 games.
I don't know.
WPSL. It
is
heavy.
WPSL.
Heavy.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't realize. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of betting on these games, and I don't know why. To be fair, I wasn't aware up until a couple of years ago that was actually a thing. But UPSL has a huge betting side. I mean, it's everywhere. In soccer at the lowest levels of the highest level of amateur, I would say the highest level of amateur. But yeah, that's a driving factor in views as well, for sure. But again, we did 64 broadcasts. We had 479 new subscribers. I think we had upwards, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the neighborhood. I'm going to pull this up from a watch hour standpoint. Actually, I lied, by the way. It was 506 subscribers, what we had in the last 7 days. We had 3,000 watch hours this past weekend. From a pure impression standpoint, 322,000 impressions. Right. And the average view duration was 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So, so it's pretty cool,
You know what, JT, you and I talked a lot over this weekend because, just like Nate, myself, and you, when people do that 9 to 5 thing, ours starts on Thursday. I mean, that's really when our work week starts. We spend a lot of the week, we may have a match here Tuesday, maybe on a Wednesday or something like that. We're prepping everything, but really our workload starts Thursday, and we're busy through Sunday and even into yesterday, Memorial Day. But JT, you and I, how many conversations did we have about, you look at all these numbers and you look at how much we've grown in these past couple weeks. Nate, you've been on board with this too, about like, there's this generic line that we're trying to follow, right? We have the goal, we have where we're trying to go, but it's the things that we're talking about on the side, like, oh, yeah, I'd love to do this and I'd love to do this, and just how much building that we're trying to do, trying to get these little side projects started to enhance what we're already doing, and all these little nuances that we're still trying to put together, because we are in a building process and we're still building this thing from the ground up. I mean, we have the blueprint, but now we're constructing the house with all the materials, but now we're adding crown molding. Now we're adding ceiling fans. Now we're adding smart home technology, all these different things that we continue to talk about. And we haven't even touched those things yet. Like, we're still on the very bottom of where we want to be. We know what we're giving. We know what we're offering. We know the quality that we're producing right now. But we also all envision what we know where we can be. And the fact that we know how to get there, that we have road plans, it's just kind of picking and choosing. You get to that fork in the road. However, it's one of those big salad forks that has, 5 rungs in it instead of your regular 3. It's, which one are we going to take now? Because once we're done with that, we can come back and then we can do this one. So for me personally, that's the exciting part of it. When we see what we're doing, when we're getting these numbers coming into Monday and Tuesday, now it's like, ooh, where were we now? Because JT likes to hold these things like brick and mortar and gold at Fort Knox and won't let us see it until the day that we see it. Hey, JT, how'd we do? You'll see on Monday.
Yeah,
it really truly is a sight to see that all these different things that the collective heads are putting together. JT, you and Bianca, what you put on Nate and I's plate, you're very apt to listen to what we have to say on some of the ideas and some of the things that maybe we want to bring to the table and how we incorporate all those things. But this is simply just the beginning. This is the bare bones minimum of what we're going to be able to accomplish in the near future. And that's what's really cool about this whole thing.
And the ability to bring in different fan bases is the part that really makes it all come together. I mean, what the original vision, JT, and you and I, going to what's that place right by the studio, the steak place,
Texas Roadhouse,
Art and Jake's.
Yeah, that was a steak. It's just a regular, yeah, Art and Jake's, yeah.
Art and Jake's.
Texas
All right.
Roadhouse.
Okay. Yeah, it's essentially kind of what it is.
Right.
But I remember those long conversations of no. I mean, they don't have the rolls. I'll get, they don't.
No,
have that.
it's not like a Texas Roadhouse at all.
Oh, it's just
I was joking. Continue with the story. I was joking. For goodness.
No, I'm just letting Nathan know it's not like a Texas Roadhouse. I'm just saying like it's not like one.
It's just an all-American.
I think they have
burgers
one
and beers,
steak.
man.
They have one steak on the menu.
We went to a building that serves food. Continue.
It's like an anyways, so we but all those conversations that we had all centered around, how do we bring all these different pockets together into one, right? And that was the entire thing, right? You do that. Number one, you can do that through live streaming. And obviously we've had a lot of success doing that. And the fact is when you bring these individual fan bases together to one platform, it really builds up us in the process, right? What they want to consume is what they want to consume, which is the team that they follow, which is the people that they know, which is the teams that they want to cheer on. That's really important. But if you bring them all to one place, then they get used to a certain expectation with what we have to offer. And I think the nicest thing is, and I'll give you a little shout out here too, Natalie, the fact that we've been able to add you, that I've been calling games, that we've been acquiring more on the talent side as well, also gives us more validity to what exactly it is that we're doing, right? So the live streaming aspect continues to play up. That was really important, getting everybody together under one umbrella. But it's also on this side of things too, on the podcast, because I can't tell you, I've had 3 or 4 different people who follow this show who have told me exclusively over the last couple of weeks, like, hey, even when you guys just sprinkle in 1-2 new people onto the show every week to talk to them, the best stuff that they've seen out of us is when we bring those people on. And I actually wanted to mention this because I know that it was last Friday when we had our little powwow for that episode. I thought we handled ourselves really well. And the reason being is because when we're able to bring on people with contrasting views or someone who might want to chip away at what exactly it is that we're trying to do or what it is that we're saying, and we're able to get a full episode out of them, not really chase them away, and we're able to get good answers out of them, and we're still able to balance that out and give people this essentially platform to talk about what they want to talk about so we can all kind of get on the same page. That's exactly what the point of this show, in a lot of ways, what this network is. I don't care where you're coming from in terms of where you are in the soccer sphere. Just join us. Just be a part of it. And so I think all of that combined into one. And JT, your vision is, and you told me this the other day, and I thought it was great. You're like, it's an all-out blitz all the time. That's what it is. I mean, we're sending the house every single day, but that's how you have to be. That's how you have to be in the broadcasting world. That's how you have to be in the social media world. You have no choice but to be all out all the time. And I think it's the common thread of everyone is kind of bought in, not kind of, they are bought in the same way. That's what's making the engine go. The numbers are cool to me. In a lot of ways, numbers are numbers. It doesn't change the way I go about my business. And I think that's the important thing. It's cool to see the progression. It doesn't really change a lot about the way we go about doing what we do. We know what we're doing. We know what we're up to. And so it's awesome to see those numbers, but as always, right? Just the beginning. It's just the beginning of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. So I think that what we are doing is great, and what we have left to do is, I mean, we say the sky is the limit because it really is. And obviously, I'm sure that there's probably a ceiling. That we will figure out what that will be.
Michael Jordan said the ceiling is the roof.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a really good quote. Once upon a time.
So we are obviously
basketball.
we are working on on that. Right now what that looks like, and obviously what I looked at 3 years ago and what I was looking at, I pay a ton of attention to the analytics, and I have to. So that's why I can say things like, well, views from what we do, views from maybe what somebody else does, and somehow they don't make sense. It's not because I'm trying to say that there aren't anomalies in that, but I spend so much time looking at the numbers. They're constantly on my screen. So someone's like, hey, John, how do we do? I can tell you, because I'm looking at it. I know what games do the best. I know what teams have the best following. And to be fair, the amount of but whatever camera they're using doesn't matter. And I think it's important that I continue to acknowledge this, that if the viewer at home, the audience of that team, the fan of that team, the mom, the dad, the grandma, the grandpa, right? If they are looking for the highest quality broadcast in the history of mankind, you're not going to get that in every game that we do. It just isn't going to be the case. And it's not because we don't want to. All right. But the reality is that I would argue that 80% of all games in this country in the amateur soccer space are literally someone walking up to the field on game day, grabbing a big ass tripod that's got a big base, and they pop either a green, an orange, or a white and blue AI camera onto said base, prop it up 13, 14, 15 feet in the air. On their phone, they hit go live, and then it goes to whatever platform is associated with that camera. And there's nothing on there at all. Nothing. And then if you're good as a coach, a club, or a team at promoting yourself, maybe someone will find it. Maybe. Right? Maybe. And so in our environment, we are accessible everywhere. We have made it accessible. You could watch us on a phone, a TV, an iPad, a computer. It does not matter. And it's easy to find. If you don't know how to find it, all you got to do is go in to Google, into Yahoo, into whatever, if you use Yahoo, I don't know if I can help you, but go to Google.
AOL.
It's like, I don't know if I can help.
That's going way back.
But if you go into any of those search engines and just type in the team name versus who they're playing, we're going to show up like number 1, number 2. And chances are it might be, if we're not number 1, the last game we did is number 1 and the current game is number 2. Like, that's kind of how that works.
Ooh, JT, tell them about the app on the Play Store.
I was going to get there. I mean, tell the secret. Why don't you just lay it out there? I mean,
well, it's not a secret. It's not a secret if you're going to get to it.
Come on.
Jeez,
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a secret. You're going to tell me a secret, then just keep it a secret. Don't tell me if it's.
Well, I can't do it now. You let the cat out of the bag.
Yes, you can, because I didn't even say anything.
We have an app on the Google Play Store.
y'all argue like a married couple, man. That's funny.
The National Soccer Network has its own app now on Google Play, on all Android devices, or whatever phone has a Google Play Store. I don't have a Google Play Store because I have a real phone called an iPhone. But
I'm telling you. It just starts. Gang, all paying attendees and everybody in the audience today. It starts before we even go live, and it just continues throughout this process.
But if you happen to have an Android device, I'm not friends with you.
That's fine. As long as you pay the bills, I don't care.
But we are Android. We have the National Soccer Network app available right now on all Android devices in the Google Play Store. Download it. You'll get access to our groups, our news. We will have our live games on there. We're working through that right now with Apple, because our Apple Store app has not been approved yet. As soon as that's approved, we will have our live games for all of our that we do on that your phone as well. We'll be able to.
Where is it? How do you search it? Because it's not National Soccer Network. Is there something else?
That's National Soccer Network. Remember, it's brand new. So, but I would type in National Soccer Network TV. Try that.
That might be the ticket.
This is great. Right on live air, we're going to see if we can find this thing.
And on live air, we're not getting it. So
on
maybe
live air.
approved, just not.
No, it's there, bro. I'm telling you, it's there.
How would you know if you have an Apple?
Because I've already sent it to people and they've actually downloaded it right in front of me.
I don't know about that.
I'm just letting you know that it's called National Soccer TV. Maybe it's National Soccer TV. You find it? What is that? No, type in National Soccer TV then. I have the link. I think I sent you the link. Didn't I send it to you?
You remembering to do something for me via email? No.
It was a text. It was a text.
It wasn't that either. Nope, not on there either. Send me the link. So if you send me the link, let's see, it's Tuesday. So by Friday? I'm on fire tonight, boy. Careful. I don't have it. I can't find it.
Well, let's
Good morning, Coffee Firm, by the way. I
Hi,
did
Coffee
not
Firm.
have any coffee this morning, so I am dead inside. But
I hope
it's
Michael
okay.
saw me wave. Yeah, Michael, I said hi when I saw your name pop up there too.
There you go.
Let's just add this in here.
Hi, Michael.
I'm working with Apple right now, Michael. I'm hoping this thing will be up and running. Hopefully by the end of the day today. I was just waiting for them. We had back and forth negotiating on legal. It's like so. If I wish I was joking, but I'm not. John, I'm literally sending you this text right now.
Yeah, and then we'll see it live on the air. Cool. There we go.
Look at that. Hey, Luke
Hello, Luke.
TV's hopping in.
Ha!
I'm actually at his house right now, so he's
See,
actually in the living
you got to
room
put everything
watching me.
together. See, you got to smush everything together. I had spaces in there, and then quit making the thing so damn sensitive.
My bad. I don't control Google and their Android devices.
Well,
so. But on Apple it'd be so much easier. Bam! Look at that.
Come on, the tally. Get with the times.
There it is. There it is. Look at you.
Ooh. Stock images. Neat.
There's no stock. Get out of here, guy. My God.
If those are real players.
Yeah, those are real players. We don't
real
have a
player.
photographer going to games, my guy.
I can guarantee you the three of those players playing in that stadium, that is a stock image.
100% stock image.
That's what I just said.
Stocky players in a stock image.
I just don't have that angle.
This is nice.
Stunned, man.
Got Dan with articles on there.
We have your group function as well. You can go check out the group so that we have a group. Like if you want to be part of one of our NSN groups, it's right there on the app. You can actually get in there and get all commented in and start a post and have comments and you do your thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's only one post. Records are meant to be broken.
Damn right there.
That's right.
There.
That's the first post. Let them know.
No, that's not the first post.
Let them know. Huh?
It might be the first post on the app, but we have, I don't know, we probably have 30 or 40 posts. Yeah. I love the coffee firm getting in here, though. Natalie biting the hand that feeds him. Is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet?
No, we got a long way to go. Long way to go. No, but this is really cool. See, this is what we need to be doing, though. We need to. And JT, you and I talked about this, and I know you do it too, but these are the things that we as ourselves need to promote. We just can't have this and not say anything. Of the thousands of broadcasts that we do, we need to have each and every play-by-play guy saying, make sure you go download the app on the Play Store. Make sure when it comes out for iOS and your Apple Store too. We need to do a lot of promoting ourselves because right now, all the numbers really that we have are what just you pre-alluded to are the fan bases. That's why people are drawn to us because one fan at one time found out what we do. They get their buddies, they get their gang, they get grandma and grandpa in Seattle, aunt and uncle in Phoenix, wherever, and then they draw to us. But we're not actually heavily involved in promoting ourselves. Yes, we have all the channels to go out there and promote it, but where are we reaching out to ourselves to say, hey, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go to Roku. Make sure you go to Twitter, Facebook, and all the listening platforms and everything. that's where I think once we get involved in that, and we get our team to get involved in that, that's where I think, you go past that ceiling thing. That's where I think the S is going to hit the fan, because now we're actually taking pride in a lot of what we do. We do take pride in it, but then it's going to come out solidly to say, not only are we doing this, but we believe in it. So we need to get on that too with all these new things coming out.
Yeah, well, and it's about convenience too. On the other side, and JT, we've had long discussions about that as well. Like, people don't want to search high and wide for what exactly it is that they want to see. They don't want to search high and wide for the content. They don't want to search high and wide for this, that, or the other. If it means a lot to them, they're probably going to go dig deep in order to find it. But the more we can continue to centralize and make everything more convenient on that end, that's going to create a situation where more people are inevitably going to come in and watch what exactly it is that we have. So that's the power of having something like that. Yeah, I could also talk about getting with the times. I mean, realistically, if you want to do anything, you probably have to have an app in 2025. There's no way you can't have an app in 2025. But what we are doing, again, with this and everything we're trying to accomplish, it almost kind of feels like, with how much we do, and I've gotten this at times, and even people that work at this company have reflected on it before. Not in a bad way. I mean, this is just a part of the building process, but it feels like sometimes you're going so many different directions that you're like, we got to find a way to kind of bring this under one. And this app is exactly what does that. Right. We're going and we're doing these things, the show, the live streams. We're on every single platform you could humanly imagine, whether it be with the show, whether it be with what we're doing on the play-by-play side, whatever it is. Now we're able to kind of knock that down into one centralized location. And so that to me, creating more of a convenient outlet for the people who want to consume the product is where we needed it. That's the be all end all in my mind. So that's the coolest part. What does the live read look like for me the next time I'm on air now, JT? That's what do I have to drop in every 10 minutes?
So it's a great question. We actually started working on those reads yesterday. Again, a lot the reality for us is that there have been like growing pains. And while self-promotion is great, there's also this thing saying that I don't know if I wanted to promote something that wasn't working, or was in the process of getting to a well-oiled machine. Yep. Right? Like the app, for example, it's brand new. I haven't even really had a chance to really dive into it. I haven't had any feedback. And before I tell the whole world this is a great app out there that we have, I want to make sure that it works okay. And that there's nothing wrong with us announcing that we have the app. And obviously we're going to be doing that. We're working on social media behind all that right now. And everything we do right now is under a microscope. Every process, everything we do, both internally and externally right now, is something that we are evaluating on a consistent and constant basis because we want to improve it. Right. And we're finding where our shortcomings are. We're finding where there are kind of like kinks in the armor, so to speak. And we're going to fight through those and work through those and make them better and improve upon it. So we're working towards improving everything. And obviously one of those things is self-promotion. The other side of that too is also advertisers and an opportunity for teams, clubs, anything within the soccer space. If you're not a part of what we're doing, you're going to miss out. And to be more important, like if you want to get in now on the ground floor, there's no better time, right? I am right now willing to offer anybody within the soccer space an opportunity to be on this platform at a really, really low cost, right? And on that low cost, and then but I'm telling you right now, in 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, you aren't going to have that low cost option. We are doing hundreds of thousands of views all week. It's coming. Like, I mean, so what if you think that like right now you want to get in now. Because I promise you, if you get in now, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to grandfather you into some better pricing. But you aren't going to be lucky if you're not in by tomorrow or the next day. You're going to miss out.
The only thing missing from that whole thing was I just pictured JT in like this really offsetting cowboy costume with a big 50-gallon hat with some music in the background. It's like, welcome to JT's bargain bin discount where you can get in on the ground floor. It's like some old used car sales.
Vehicle.
Get in on the ground floor. That's right.
Vehicle.
Right?
Come
It's
in
not a
now
vehicle.
for lockdown
All this car
pricing.
needs is some new brake pads. That's all this car needs. That's all it needs. That's all it
Callahan
needs.
brake pads.
It's all rusted out on the bottom.
You know, you can drive it home right now.
Buy one, get one free discount.
But I mean, you know, and I'm at the point. Another thing too is that, and this whole campaign is going to start later today as well. Is I don't care where you currently stream your games. Like, for example, Lansing Common, right? I've talked about how I want Lansing Common on this platform. Great. I'll just give Lansing Common a stream key. Stream your games to our platform. You want to stream it to yours? Fine. But stream it to the National Soccer Network. What's it going to do? Is it going to hurt you? It's not going to hurt you. Is it going to hurt you? No, but what's going to end up happening is now you have a whole brand new audience watching your games. And to be fair, it's a great broadcast at Lansing Common. So I'll put that right on our Roku channel on our 24-hour day, 7-day-week platform on a Saturday night and give it a national audience. And just so everybody makes sure this is clear, our 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week platform, when I put a national game on that, it gets 6,000 views. I can guarantee you right now that Lansing Common is not getting 6,000 views on their YouTube channel for a singular game. But I can guarantee you that you will get at least 6,000 views on our Roku channel on a Saturday night. And guess what? During that game, promote the hell out of your coffee. And guess what will happen to the coffee in that game? You want me to produce that game? I'll produce it.
Promoted.
You know what I mean? What will that do for a team like Lansing Common, giving it that kind of exposure? You know, how many games across this country are just going someplace because a team doesn't know any better? How many games are being streamed to Vio, to Huddle fan page that nobody watches?
And remember this is also a key component to all this, JT, because because you've dealt with it a lot, that your biggest competition are the local production companies, which is fine. They're right there. They can talk face to you. They can do whatever. You are restricted by these local production companies to the locality of where those production companies stream to. They don't have national platforms. They can say, oh yeah, well, if you go to the website, you can watch us, but they're not automatically out there where you can say where they're, you know, if it's say a broadcasting team in Colorado, that they have a connection to a league in New Jersey where it's going to go from there to there. Prime example is like what we did 2 Fridays ago. We were here in Indianapolis, but what did we do? We cut to Michigan. We just had that ability, and both teams came together. We were getting comments on the Indianapolis side. We were getting comments on the Michigan side. Oh, how cool is this? We get to see both and hear both.
We can do that when we're bringing things into our studio environment. In a lot of these cases, like with Lansing Common, it would be a straight pass through our pass-through system and right out to our platforms. I wouldn't even touch it. In the environment where I'm touching it, where I actually, like, for example, if I went to Lansing Common and said, hey, tell you what, I know you guys do a great job, but let me have one of your broadcasts this season. It's going to cost you $300. You film it, right? Give me one game a season. We'll call it the national game of the week. It's, you know, and we commentate on it. We do our thing with it, our graphics, 100% and certain, you know, whatever. And to be fair, that's what we should do with a lot of these teams is say, hey, you stream your games right through our platform as normal, whatever. But one game a season, let's pick a game that you think is like the rivalry game, right? The best game that deserves like us and all the things that we do, right? And then we put all of our power behind that. And then in that environment, I can certainly do all the bells and whistles that we did with FC Pride that one weekend. I think the thing is important. Peter MMN, I've known Peter for a long time now, I think over 2.5 years. Peter does this in the Chicagoland area, and Peter does have his own platform. Now, Peter created the platform, and tell me if I'm wrong, Peter, because hopefully you're still tuning in. You created that platform for the same reason I created the platform for me a couple of years ago. It wasn't to necessarily, make a shit ton of money, because to be fair, you're not going to make a ton of money on YouTube until you have hundreds of thousands and millions of views. Other than that, you're just collecting pennies. But you did it because you wanted to create a place for people to go and find these games, right? A destination. You wanted to create a place where people come and they watch in a singular place, and you're doing it more out of a need, not and a necessity, than maybe even a want, right? They need to have a place to go. And so same thing. But the main reason you're doing this is because you go to the teams and you're charging them a fee to film their games. That's the reason why you're doing this. So the question I have for Peter as a production company, is it more important to have the customer who's paying you to do the feed or the destination? That's the question I have. Because I used to always think that it was important to have both. But to be fair, I don't need both anymore. I just need the one. I need the destination. I need people coming to my destination every single day to watch and to stream games to our platform. That's it. But I'm also not boots on the ground in Chicago. But what I can tell you is that with our relationships with all these leagues, that I could help Peter get 10, 15 more customers. You know what I mean? Because we have these teams who need camera operators. We have these teams that need services that Peter has to offer. And is the destination more important than the feed? And are you tied to that? If I said, hey, Peter, go to every one of your teams and say, I want every game. Yeah, every game on our platform, you do the feeds. Do you have a problem with that? Do you have an issue with that? Now, Peter and I know each other, so Peter might, and I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest with me. Because what is more important? Why are the teams streaming in the first place? Why are they streaming? Is it because they have to or they want to? There's a significant difference between those two things, because wanting to stream, that means teams take ownership of it. They go out and they sell advertising for it. They do all these things to build it up. On the flip side of that, if they have to, they just find someone that can do it and meet the minimums. Hey gang, going to hang out with you. Okay.
No, I just said I'm going to hang out in that section today.
Oh, so what I'm saying, okay. So he said, so to you, the destination is more important than the film work and the customer. And so I want to make sure I clarify this with Peter. So the destination is more important. And again, this is important to know, and I want to know why. Because again, and this is the knock on Peter, but production companies across this country all try to have a destination, right? They all try to have their own thing. And from someone that's done over 3,000 of these, it's not easy. And more importantly, it doesn't do you anything. Not right now, it doesn't. And it's regionalized, it's localized. So a localized environment is only going to do so much. The league is mandating what? The destination or mandating the streaming? I wonder if Peter could just come on and talk with us. It's like, just come
Peter,
on in.
You got a laptop?
You got a laptop, Peter? Want to hop on in?
Connection? I'm assuming you have internet connection if you're commenting on the show. I mean,
I don't think he's doing this through smoke signals or anything. That he's.
It's as easy as clicking a link. So long as you know.
But I think this is important to talk about and discuss, because there's a production company that we had that was all about, like, they wanted their logo on the screen. I'm like, and I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I don't want to hurt the little guy. I say little guy. I don't want to hurt the production company that's trying to do this and make money. But I don't know. To be fair, I don't know, by having your logo on the screen, how that's going to help you. If I'm not going to talk about it and there's just a logo there, I mean, do people even pay attention to that stuff? I mean, just having a logo, me not talking about it, because I'm not going to tell my commentators. I'm not going to tell my commentators to go and, like, talk about another production company. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense, right? So we're not going to invest any time and energy into promoting the streaming company, right? The production company. So, I mean, just putting up a very quality stream and then using that stream to go sell business, like, hey, this is our stream, this is our video quality. That would get you more business. Peter's like, I'm driving. So
careful.
Wow,
careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Full disclaimer: we are not responsible for what happens while Peter is driving his vehicle.
Joe.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So Peter is stating that the teams are mandatory. They're required to do this. So because they're required to do this, they have to hire a company to do it for them, right? And so Peter is filling in that void. He is that local production company that's filling the void and providing the service to get the feed to where it has to go. But the league does not mandate it has now. Not most leagues don't mandate that it has to go to a destination of a specific source. In our situation with the WPSL, there is. It's us. In League for Clubs, it's us, and we were working on other leagues that we will get in as well. But like the NPSL, the UPSL, the UWS, right? All these other leagues around the country, APSL, none of them require a specific destination. You know what I mean? So it is something that is not a requirement of where it goes, just that you do it. So send it to us. I will not charge you a nickel to take your feed. Not a single thing. I send you a stream key. I send you an RT, all this stuff, and you just send me your games. Like, for example, Bacos right here. And I want to say this as it's Bacos. Nocheyaya? Nocheyaya? Nocheyaya. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, John. We will take your VO feed and put it on our platform. I won't touch it, but your team now can go watch the games on YouTube directly on our platform, and we won't do anything to it, but it will not be on VO Live. So, and we can send you a stream key that's yours for the entire season. Just got to know your schedule. We'll put it on our platform. Done and done.
Is GC Gulf Coast Soccer League?
You say, well, Gulf Coast has its own league within the WPSL and League for Clubs.
I'm asking what GCSL is.
I don't know.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming that is Austin City FC GCSL. I don't know.
It's not Austin City.
Oh,
Osser.
Osser. Yeah, Osser. But again, you know, he said it was correct. I was correct, or if you were correct.
No, you were wrong.
Oh, damn. Jeez, oh, Pete's. I don't think anyone in this is disgruntled.
I'm trying to get as many hits as I can, man. I'm working hard.
My punching bag over here is what it is. Is like, bam, a little jab here and there. I like it. It's great stuff. But yeah, so for us, as much as it is about the highest quality of broadcast, which we will deliver on a lot of broadcasts, it's also about getting as many games on the platform as possible. Greater Chicago Soccer League, by the way, is the name of the league. So
I was wrong.
It happens from time to time.
You know what? I have the balls to admit it.
It's true. You know, I am wrong a lot. And I'm right so few.
Would someone take these 16-ounce gloves off of me already, for God's sakes? I'm getting aggressive this morning. Holy hell. I'm starting to catch myself now, and I'm starting to feel bad.
No, I think it's a rollover from Friday. It's rollover from Friday with all of that. What a fun Friday that was, though, guys. I mean, if you didn't watch that, you need to go back and watch it. We had a great, fiery conversation with Jake Sillick from U.S. Open. So opencup.us, opencup.us, about the U.S. Open Cup and why it's, for lack of better terms, a shit show. And yeah, we addressed a lot of things within that conversation, a lot. We talked about to be fair, we talked about how he went on Twitter and wrote a comment about
scathing review,
a 15-second clip that that, and he didn't watch the whole, he even said, I didn't watch the whole video. Okay, well,
asking you to go back and get some cliff notes on it. Oh, and he's not today's guest, by the way. That was Friday.
Oh crap! Hang on, good call. That was my bad. That's a leftover from then. Yeah, I can fix that. But Yeah, so I mean, again, we want as many games on our platform as we possibly can, and it doesn't hurt you. And to be fair, you can simulcast. You can still simulcast. And how do you do that? Great. You just send me your links. I will get it done for you. That's a beautiful aspect of what we do. You know what I mean? And I can simulcast anywhere. So you want to go to your YouTube channel and my platform, by all means, I can set all of that up. It's not a problem. Quite simple, actually. Let us do it for you because that's what we do for a living. I want youth teams. I want high school teams. I want all of them. Bring him back on, please, says Peter.
Peter wants to talk to him?
I think so. I think so. I think so. Yeah. I think he wants us to do it again. And Jake said, I mean, at the end of it, because here you are, right? We're going, and there's 4 of us, right? And it's 3 versus 1. And we talked about this after the show, and I'm like, we're right in that line of where, we don't want to feel like we're piling it on, but we're having a good conversation and trying to manage that. And you talked about how we felt that we handled that pretty well on Friday. And I do agree. And we could have gone off the deep end. We all could have gone off because I mean, to be fair, I mean, there's this thing in our world today where we want to be quick to respond to something without knowing it. Right? We're so quick to go, with your phone and just type in a message. And then even after, because he types
take the bait.
And then
it's easy to take the bait.
And what did I do? Instead of me saying, no, I said, come on, talk to us. Let's go. I called his bluff. I'm like, yeah, sure. I invite him on the show, like right away. I'm like, I'm not going to come on in, man. Let's have a conversation. And never played soccer before. Jake has never played soccer. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't go on to Twitter and tell me that you're an expert in something that you've never played. That's like saying a doctor who has never performed surgery is going to sit as a witness in a witness box saying that I'm an expert on surgery. You have never done it.
Doesn't matter. I stayed at a Holiday Inn. I'm good.
Guys, I don't know if we can circle back and pile on this kid now that he's not on the show. Come on. Now.
I know.
I'm not trying to.
I want to say that you're talking about, going off that deep end and getting really high up there. I was up there. I was on that ledge, and you guys know it. So I'm not going to apologize, but I was close, and I felt at that time that I was becoming Meatloaf because I came out like a bat out of hell on that last segment when I was yelling about the Pro Bowl and attendance and all that kind of stuff. And he kept trying to interject because that's kind of what he was doing to JT and you, Nate, is he would get in there and then get all heated. I'm like, you know what? It's the end of the show. Here we go. Unleash the demons, Natali. And I did. I think I did it as diplomatically as I could. But I think that was that thing, JT, that you had mentioned, is that I tiptoed up to the line, looked at it, said, okay, don't cross it. And it is what it is.
Well, I don't think I'm piling it on by saying this. The point.
I know we just don't want to troll the kid if he's not on the show anymore. Like,
I'm not trying
he was
to
here
troll
for
anybody.
an entire episode. So, but the other thing is, I don't know about arguing qualifications is so petty. It's so petty.
No, I'm not.
Like, uh-oh.
Why is it when it comes to this? Why is it petty?
In-house fighting. This is what it's all about.
I'm not trying. I'm not trying.
I want to know why it's petty.
Well, you can follow something your whole life.
Okay,
and hold on, in the sport.
If you're gonna say though, if you're gonna go out there in the world and you're gonna criticize someone, and in the same sentence you're going to say that you're an expert, qualifications become the point we talk about.
But he knew his stuff, and he laid that out when we were talking about the U.S. Open Cup. He did. He laid it out pretty well. He was talking about why the attendance numbers were low. He was talking about how those tickets aren't included. He was talking about how the turnaround between games is not very long. So therefore, there's not a lot of people that are going to be able to come out. And it's in the middle of the week. I mean, he was doing comparisons to what it is overseas, which obviously it's about a month plus out in between matches and a lot of cup settings. So that's different than what you get over here.
Well,
but
now
the other side of it is, What's that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would just say, I think we agreed on a lot of points. That's the part that kind of shocked me, was because there was so much tension. There was so much tension, and you could feel it. I mean, it was palpable, right? Like it was very much. it materialized and we saw it in front of us. But we got towards the end, and it's almost like I think I made the comparison. It's like when you're in like a relationship and you're arguing with your significant other, and then you get to the end and you realize, oh shit, we're arguing the same exact point. We just have different ways of going about describing it. Like we have different ways of we all notice the same issues. We just take different like opinions and angles on what it is that we're seeing. But I think we actually agreed on a lot of stuff. He was critical of what we said, but again, it's taking the bait. That's what it is. I mean, that's why we have social media, because we want people to just, if you notice and if it makes your eyes, if you open your eyes more and you're like, wow, even if it pisses you off, you're going to watch our show. You're going to consume our stuff, even if it's hate watching, right? We've talked about that.
But again,
but I think we actually agreed on a lot.
Well, we did, and I think we do. Again, if we're talking about it from the perspective of what he posted on Twitter, right? Which led to the whole conversation in the first place. He talked about how we weren't qualified to have the conversation. He literally said that in the Twitter. So he's using the word expert and saying that we aren't qualified to have the conversation. So my point with that is that talking about that is extremely important part of what we did on Friday and an important part of what we're talking about it right now. And it's not so much about what Jake. Take Jake out of the equation. Take the next person. And to be fair, he did it as the opencup.us. He didn't do it as himself. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't do it as Jake. He did it as opencup.us, if I'm not mistaken, on the on Twitter. So he did it as an acting body of this whole organization. But again, when someone, my issue is not, again, if I remove Jake from this and go back to what is wrong with social media, and this is it, is even after he engaged, he didn't do his homework. The expert didn't go and do his homework to make himself more knowledgeable about what it was that we were talking about in the first place, to then when coming to our conversation on a Friday morning and talk about it, did not have any knowledge of the show and what we talked about. And that is where I say the problem is. Because again, if I'm inviting someone on the show, like we had Jason Ashcroft come on. Okay, what did I do after I saw his video? I went to his channel. I looked at his information, seeing what else he was talking about, what he's all about. We asked questions of him before he came on the show. We did the exact same thing with Jake. But if you are going to put your stick in the sand, your flag in the sand and plant it and do what he did to us last Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it was, and you don't come prepared to the show, he wasn't prepared.
How was
and he
he
might
not
know all
prepared?
he had no idea what we talked about in that show. Zero.
He has
clue.
to watch the entire show in order
No.
to talk about
No,
the
he
US
doesn't.
Open Cup?
I mean, to be fair, probably. If you're going to attack us like that, you might, yeah, probably. And I didn't go into that in the show on Monday or on Friday. I wasn't like hitting him hard with that. But to be fair, he should have totally done that. He should have totally watched that show after calling us out. You don't think so?
I mean, I don't think you have to watch the entire. I mean, he came on to talk about the cup, and we talked about the cup. I mean, what the previous episode is.
But the reason we brought him on to talk about the cup was because he antagonized.
It was because he thought we needed an expert, which I don't know if he's the expert. I'll agree. I mean, I don't know if anybody can walk around and claim they're an expert. It doesn't take a lot to claim you're an expert. You can have a website and claim you're an expert.
Honey, can you get me a bowl of popcorn? Thanks. Yeah, just bring it in when you're done. Thank you.
32-ounce soda.
I'm just gonna let you two go on it. I'm just watching now.
Yeah, I'll admit.
Go. Get
but Nathan, would you're telling me that you wouldn't do that if you were in that same spot? If you had gone on Twitter and and then we're going to invite you onto a show and you're calling yourself an expert,
you're not going to noise, man.
The chipmunk noise. It's the chipmunk noise every time. The chipmunk.
Right? But
I probably would have. Yeah, I would have. And honestly,
I don't think
wouldn't have gone on the
probably.
show.
I know you. You would have totally done it.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
You're
let's give him credit for at the end, even though that I got into him heavily and that it was kind of a 3-to-1 thing and all this kind of stuff. What did he say at the end of it? That was the most fun he's ever had on a podcast in his life. So a mission accomplished.
Yeah. We challenged him.
Yeah, we did. And again, he said we didn't ask him softball questions, which again, I don't know what podcast he's gone on. And maybe all the podcasts leading up to that point were probably more like, hey, let's talk how he's doing an Open Cup. And there wasn't this like we had. He was a great sport. And yeah, do I take issue with some things? Of course I do. And it's not necessarily even maybe just at him. It's just generally in regards to the internet, in regards to social media.
Yeah.
Right. Where you are going to call me out for something, but you haven't done your research to even know what you're calling me out for in the first place. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's the byproduct of that. Right. And we're going to get more of those where people are like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. Well, because you write 10-second clip and you're like, man, that guy sounds like an asshole. Yeah, probably. Which I did learn a new way of saying asshole yesterday in a different language. I'm not going to say it here, but I did learn a new. I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, yeah.
I don't want to swear on the air. I just learned a way to say asshole in a different language, but I don't want to swear on the air.
I don't want to swear in that language. I don't want to create an international incident.
That's right. Okay. So in respect to them, to hell with the states. Jesus, where are we going? We're already 57 minutes into this thing. What the hell?
I know.
Are we talking
should start
about?
calling this show about nothing. Is what we should start doing, like Seinfeld. That's a whole.
No, not that garbage show.
You don't like Seinfeld?
No, you've asked me this 6 times and I still don't like it.
I thought you said you just have to watch it.
I don't know.
You don't like the hacky humor?
Oh, what humor? Don't throw that word in there.
I think Peter just swore in Polish.
Oh boy, Peter, I know another one too. Dupayash.
Oh my gosh.
You know what a dupayash is, Natalie?
Why don't you say it? You say it.
No, you say it.
No, don't
you say it.
Don't tell me this thing. Hey, Natalie, you say it.
Is it douchebag?
No, it's not.
No.
It's not pretty darn close, doesn't it? Though?
It's dumbass. Yeah. Dumbass.
Oh man,
I know the swear word. What is it?
We can base an entire episode around that.
So the FCC comes after me.
Well,
apparently, we're not monitored by them. So
I know that, but that's why it's funny. Like, I found a word for asshole in a different language. What is it? I'm not going to say it.
Just like our app.
It's like a billion languages in the world. It might be.
It's not under National Soccer Network. Yes, it is. No, it's not. All right, try TV. That's not it. Yes, it is. Here's the link. Had nothing to do with either one of them. It was smushed. We got it. National Soccer TV all mushed together on your Android phone. Oh, I can't get iOS. That's because a piece of crap. 59 minutes.
Episode number 92 is in the books. In the books, everybody.
But hey, and here's a good thing, because now, because Peter did bring it up, and this was a discussion we had about Friday about the turnover of time. Maybe something we can talk about tomorrow, because the final 4 matchups have been set for the U.S. Open Cup. Not until July 8th is until when they play. So that's a month. That's over a month. So how will they respond to this? What will the turnout be for those final 4 on July 8th? Now that there's almost a month and 2 weeks, 6 weeks to promote this thing, what will they do?
Will they find a way to market it?
It wasn't me this time. It wasn't me.
It was you. Nate got it. The bubble train got Nate.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, for one.
Great. That's great. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. I'm just happy it wasn't me for once.
JT actually pulled away from the microphone, and then Nate started going. Yes.
Sounds like Charlie Brown. That puts a wrap here in episode number 92, everybody. 92 is in the books. 93 tomorrow morning, right here on Inside the Game. That's John Natale, Nathan Wengler. I'm Jonathan Turner. We'll be back at the same time, same place, right here on Inside the Game.